So I went from years of averaging high 13s, low 14s on 3x3, but now I have gotten as fast as averaging below 10-second solves each session I get. And that drop of time actually happened out of nowhere. I used to be averaging my same old 13 seconds, and out of nowhere I am going sub 10 every other solve, which is insane. Well, enough talking. I'm gonna show you 5 different. Get away from me! I'm gonna show you 5 different things I did to now average below sub 10. Let's get into it. My first actual tip that helped me approach sub 10 was doing one-hand solves. As you guys seen in my channel, I started just randomly posting one-hand crap, and I still do one-hand to this day. I average around 20 to 25 seconds. And it truly helped me. One hand, it forces you to learn more look ahead since you're turning slower in your solves. It also forces you to learn new algorithms, which kind of opened me up to like more algorithms to learn. Like here's a V perm in this instance. This is like my normal V perm I use. But the one hand one opened me up to this kind of V perm, which is actually fire. Like look, like why does no one use that one? You know, that's my new main. But yeah, doing one-handed solves helped me get to that sub 10 barrier. Probably the best. Well, I think this tip is the best among the 4 I'm gonna give you, because this just forced me to learn more look ahead without even realizing I'm learning more look ahead. So if you have a 3x3 around that it's small or turns fast and you could do one hand with it, I recommend picking it up and start doing one-handed solves. It will help you a bunch. Oh my god, my throat. My next tip number 2, is learning COLL. You probably heard of COLL. You probably got told to learn COLL, and this actually helped me get much faster last layers. You probably think it's faster to just execute the fastest alg for this case, which is sometimes true, but it's also, oh look, I got a nice skip. But over time, when you get used to these COLL algorithms and know how to memorize them as fast as you can, you could do these algorithms as fast as the original algorithm and still get a much better outcome for PLL. To get COLL though, you must have a cross, so this also kind of leads into a tip in a tip, where I'm inserting the last F2L pair and forcing a cross on top. I only don't use this trick when there's no edges pointing up, but if there is something different than that, like here we only got one pointing up opposite from this pair, I do like a sequence of moves to always guarantee a cross. Pretty nice, and I know the COL. Look at that. And with that type of idea, inserting the F12 pair and forcing a cross, that also leads into my third tip, which is learning ZBLL. Currently, I only know 2 different subsets of ZBLL, both in the Soon case. One where is this like Soon case type algorithm that you do with these two opposite. If you do the normal Soon case, you get all corner solves. But I learned every algorithm in this subset for ZBLL, which there was 12, I believe. Let's see if I remember. Oh my goodness, I don't think I remember at all. Oh, I messed up. I know that subset and this subset, well, these 2 are opposite and these 2 are matching. I forgot this one too. Oh my god, I need to educate myself again. But with ZBLL, that'll take a long time to learn fully. But if you do manage to learn ZBLL and practice it, you will execute ZBLL as fast as executing your COLL algs, and possibly as fast as executing just your normal algs for normal cases. I do recommend learning specific ZBLL cases. Like right here, we got all these like corners. You see these 2 are matching and these 2 are matching. And if you do this normal like COLL alg, you will get all of these solved. And I will look a little bit further and kind of see the pattern between this. And here I see this like Z perm type crap right here. So now I know that if I do that same alg, I'm gonna get a last layer skip or PLL skip. And with the same type of case right here, we got the Z perm case on the left side, so I'll learn a different algorithm to perform that case to get a PLL skip. Pretty easy. Tip number 4 is actually being more efficient with my cross. This one is kind of obvious, but not at the same time.
Because let's say we got this little like cross to do on yellow, and we got a free pair right here. You might as well just jump straight into inserting these two, and then doing F, moving this out the way, and doing a D and bringing this one down. But there's actually a better way of doing it from doing it on this side. We do this F and B prime, then do an R, and then we could do that D, and then do an F2 right away. And then we could just do a U prime to insert this one in the back right away as well. Look, we got this one solved. Once again, this one is really obvious, but I always find myself doing cross from the first couple pieces I see. Like these two, I know these two go in really easily, but I could do it either from this angle, which is kind of creative, or from this angle too, or even from the back. It just depends overall if the other two pieces will be solved as easy from the angle I'm facing. Let's take this one for example. Instead of actually solving these two first, I could hold it from this angle and do a D, so I could put this one in place, F prime, bring this down, do another D so I could bring this one down, D prime, and before I bring this down I see this one as well. So I could do a U, bring it down, and work on this right away. And also remember to insert it in the back. An extra tip. Ooh, quick speed. So for you, just keep in mind that you gotta find the best solution for cross, like always, basically. Oh look, we got this little thing back here I could've worked on. There's always an easy solution you could do with cross. You will not always find a good solution for cross on the white side or even the yellow. So once again, a tip, you should turn color neutral. It will help you in the long run, I swear to God. And the last tip is kind of obvious, but practice. I'm joking. I'm joking. I am joking. Don't kill me. The next tip and final tip I'm gonna show you are wide moves. Wide moves help you do uncomfortable moves like a random L move, a B move, and sometimes D moves too. So let me show you an example right away. Let's say we got an easy cross, and I'm gonna insert this one down here. So like insert it, and I'm gonna do a D prime till I can insert this one. And knowing me, I would have looked ahead into my first pair at least. These two, for example. So instead of just normally solving my cross with a D prime and then rotating so I could solve these two, I could have actually done this wide U prime, so now I don't gotta rotate and work on these right away. Oh, I messed up. I almost messed up. So I work on these right away. And look, I got lucky with that. So another thing I could do, instead of rotating so I can insert that and then rotate again so I can insert this, I could do that wide move, what I just did, bring it down like so, and then I could go back into this one and work on it. Wide moves are just so crazy, and I recommend to start learning and exploring the cube with wide moves because it's kind of like funny. It looks really cool when you do stuff like that too. Wide moves, they're just insane. Just start doing them. Another tip is S moves. You know, one of these bad boys everybody's doing now to impress your girlfriend. S moves, recommended as well. Let's say you get this case. Wow, I'm so dumb. This case, you could simply do your algorithm like so. But let's say you get it from this case and you don't like doing U and U primes. So you could just simply do that alg. And believe it or not, it's faster than freaking any other alg out there. S moves are just god mode right now, and I recommend to learn a couple algorithms that have S moves. You see, I just did an F term right there with this alg. S moves also helps you with dot cases. Let's say we get dot case. There's some cases out there you could do pretty nicely with S moves because they're just cool. Learn those two: wide moves, S moves. Don't do E moves. That's just you're trying to be way too cool. But yeah, those are my 5 tips to become sub 10 on 3x3, or at least make your way there as fast as possible. I didn't include things like look ahead or use other puzzles or practice because that's just straight up obvious. You should always try improving look ahead, which like one hand does a lot, and 5x5 anything above that, and Mega Minx too. Hope you guys liked this video. Hope you guys learned something. Leave a comment down below in the comment section. I'm quick, I'm fast, I'm lightning speed. I'll answer back as fast as I can. See you guys next time. Like and subscribe, and drink water, please.